Happy Friday to you.
All day. All day long it's Friday.
We're a little brighter today, and it took a little longer because, well, our place wasn't set up. So when we came here today to get ready, it wasn't set up, and Christie wasn't set up. So together, it was just like work.
Me. Oh, no. You were awake way more than I was this morning.
Yeah, no, but it still took you longer.
Good morning,
I was ready.
Keith.
Hi, Keith. Yes, it was crazy.
Put the chat on.
Oh, gosh, hang on.
Either that or I can keep looking at my phone. What would you prefer?
No, it's fine. Give me a second.
You're so grumpy. So grumpy. So how are you this morning, Keith?
How's everybody this morning? It's a Friday in Canada. There was sun. I woke up with sunshine this morning, but then now it's gone.
It's overcast again. I think it's going to be kind of off and on, cloudy and rainy all day.
So, yes. Hello, Keith. So, we had the realtor in yesterday. There's another one coming today. And so we've got to keep the house clean.
Which is really hard for us, as you well know, Keith. Hi, Lori. Good morning.
Oh, my eyes are kind of... excuse me a second here.
Yeah, I don't know. We went to bed fairly early last night.
Was it fairly early? I don't know.
It was just after 10.
I guess that's early. In Canada, it's early. Because here the sun stays out until like 7 in the morning.
It feels wrong to go to bed when it's still light out. I feel like I'm a kid again. I'm like, but it's still light out, Mom.
That's good. Yeah, thanks.
Shut up, Keith.
Yeah, Keith. Nobody likes you, Keith. When you talk about the weather in Mexico.
And good morning, Randy. How are you this morning?
Yeah, so...
What's it like in BC? Are you in the States right now? Because they have that cabin across the border.
That's nice, having a place in the States, I think. Because then you could buy in the States, you can buy your gas, you can go to Costco. Costco in America is kind of like Disneyland for consumers. It's a happy place.
My husband has issues.
I do. And you go to Costco in Mexico, it's good. Don't get me wrong. It still feels like Costco, but it doesn't have all of the great deals that you can get in America. I mean, when you've got 3 times the population of Mexico and 10 times the population of Canada, you can have some good stuff.
Yeah.
So we've got the house. It's going to be listed very soon. We're going to be in Ontario more than likely soon. I suppose I should call my mom.
See if we can still come.
Yeah.
Before we book a ticket.
It'd be a good thing to find out.
Well, we need to find tickets first and then let her know or ask her.
Well, yeah.
So good morning, Wendy and Lori. Beautiful in Saskatchewan.
What the heck, man? It is nice everywhere but here.
I don't think BC's been having great weather. Terry yesterday or the other day said that her weather finally had a sunny day, and Terry McFadden is complaining because it's been rainy and stuff. So
maybe it's just it starts at Edmonton because we're here. Doesn't go to Saskatchewan, but it does go west, north. Wherever the pipeline is where the problem is.
You probably should stop.
No, and I think that pipeline's got to happen anyways. I think somebody's controlling the weather. So today, in the news media, they talked about how Marco Rubio is now upset because the government is not taking seriously. They have found foreign equipment, like foreign aircraft equipment, that the scientists don't know how to make it, the equipment.
You know what I read yesterday?
What? Some
lady in Utah got a package from China, and it said earrings. So she opened them, and they were seeds. And so she put it on. She put it on Facebook, and I'm not sure if she contacted someone because apparently Utah they're really quite picky about. So I didn't. I just skimmed over the post really quick, but she posted it on Facebook. Anyways, long story short, about 40 other people that were on Facebook posted that they too had received these mysterious seeds. From China.
What if it's like Jack and the Beanstalk?
That's what someone said, actually, on one of the posts.
You plant the seeds, you climb the tree, and it takes you to China. So I think that would be fascinating. And it's interesting because I ordered banana seeds from 2 different countries, one from Malaysia, one from somewhere else.
Never did get them.
Didn't get either. Didn't get either of them.
The mysterious blue bananas. Blue Java bananas.
We should look and see if anybody in Canada has them.
Oh, yeah, because it's very tropical here.
They have greenhouses. They have a greenhouse just down the street here.
So Randy said they're going down for the first time since October. He has a day pass to cross the border on business, so can stop in. But all good. That's good. That's good. And good morning, Terry.
Yes.
How are you this morning?
So, Terry, has it been crappy weather in your neck of the woods? Because you had said it was like the first warm day. Now, does that mean it wasn't sunny all that time previously, or was it sunny? What was the weather? So, yeah, your cousins are down still on the lake in Shuswaps. Mm-hmm. That's how you say it, right? Shuswaps.
Sure. How do you say any of those weird words?
It's true. They have these native names now around Edmonton, and I have no clue how you say that.
Yeah, one of the streets over down west of here. Yeah, it's a you're driving past and you're looking at this sign and you're like, whoa, what did I just see? It's
not like it's Gretzky Drive or Queen E. Like, what the heck, man? Don't rename your streets, because if you come back every 5-10 years,
it's very confusing.
It's very confusing.
Good morning, Kathy. How are you this morning? I didn't ask. Did you end up at good Lord. Brewhouse and see Kenzie?
Didn't ask.
I haven't spoken to her for a couple of days.
Yeah, it's been odd.
I don't know if my cup is leaking or if it's just...
You're crazy.
It's wet on the bottom.
Okay, so Utah is receiving seeds, 40 packs. The Americans are talking about foreign materials for flight machines and lots of flyovers by stuff they're saying, hey, these aren't ours. So it's just a crazy time. Oh, I think the COVID is wearing down now, so they have to bring this out. So now 2020 is going to be like UFO invasion.
And Terry said they've had horrible weather until about a week ago, then it was glorious. Today it's gray and pending rain. Yeah.
So, okay, so it's not just Edmonton.
No.
But it's close to just Edmonton.
I don't think it's even close to just Edmonton. I just think it is... Because southern Alberta's having some pretty nice weather.
Yeah, we need to... Why can't our family be in southern Alberta?
Yeah.
Closer to the mountains, closer to the sun, closer to the border, which is Costco, America.
You have a problem. You have a problem.
I do. The biggest problem here is going shopping is just lineups to get into places, and no more than X number of people. So we went to Popeye's Supplements, not Popeye's the Louisiana Kitchen, and we went in. On the front door it says no more than 2 people. Now you go 2 doors down to Mark's, which is now, it used to be Mark's Brick Warehouse, but now it's just Mark's, and it says 100 people.
Yeah, but it's got to be 500 times bigger than that little tiny Popeye's place.
Maybe it wasn't 100 in Mark's. I think it was, though. Or no, maybe it was... No, Michael's was 100 people.
Oh, maybe Michael's, yeah. It's all over the place. Weird, yeah. No, we did not get to the brew house. We were only in that area till noon. Oh, okay. Yeah, she didn't even start till 3, and then she had a meeting till 5, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, that's on... you go down Rabbit Hill Road to get to Windermere, which is the area, not the city of British Columbia. It's a nice area. There's a Cabela's there. Cabela? I don't know. But it's a guy store, and I love it.
Not necessarily. I bet you Kathy would disagree that it's a guy's store.
Well, okay. It's the mostly men's store, because you can buy...
It's a hunting store and a sports store, so, depending.
Well, if it was a sports store, it would be different.
Oh, yeah, it's not really sports. It's just like really hunting. Outdoors, camping.
Yeah.
So, but they had lots of cool stuff in it.
They have a fudge area, but because of COVID, not open.
Oh, that's why you didn't want me to buy you fudge.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was very...
Good morning, Brian. How are you this morning?
So, what do you guys want to talk about today? I'm making the moves on my lady. Hi. Hey, how you doing? No, my shoulder was sore.
Oh, yeah, that's what you used to say in the movies, too.
I did.
Oh, I just got to stretch my shoulder. Oh, that hurt, though, really. Maybe I shouldn't have stretched that shoulder.
God. Yeah, she's kind of...
I think I slept funny last night. And not funny ha-ha, but funny, kind of painful funny.
You look like a clown when you were sleeping. That was a bad joke, but it was fast. So I'm impressed with that. It wasn't terribly funny, but it was fast.
It wasn't even remotely funny.
Yeah.
Not even remotely.
So what are we doing today? Are we going to Sylvan? Are we not going to Sylvan? What are we doing?
If it's going to be rainy and icky, do we even want to? I don't know.
It's very difficult because we hardly have a vehicle because, well, it's just the way it works. But right now we've got a vehicle and weather.
Well, weather and availability of people and...
Well, yesterday on our way home, we went to Dairy Queen. Oh, no, where were we sitting? Oh, in front of Pennington's? Was it Pennington's?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the rain just started. It was crazy. And then on Christie's phone, she got a weather warning. That was crazy. And it said severe weather storm coming.
Thunderstorm. And high winds, blah, blah, blah.
And it said hail up to the size of a dime. How do they know that?
I don't know. But we didn't get it where we were anyways.
See, here's the thing.
And it didn't come out here, but it did rain lots again.
Yeah, but they can give you that weather, and even in the moment it's wrong. How can it be right a week away, a month away, or even a decade away? These guys are all nuts. They're crazy.
Do people actually do forecasts a decade away?
Well, that's the climate change.
Oh, well, we all know how accurate that has been.
Yeah, not a single model happened, because apparently by 2015 we were supposed to be flooded and living,
in arcs.
It's like nuts, because this has been going on for so long, like 30 years now. But people are like, the world is ending. When I was a child, the lakes caught fire.
Oh, you've already talked about this.
And the buildings dissolved because of acid rain. They caught dolphins with the tuna. All of these horrible things, but now it's so much better. But oh my gosh, the boogeyman.
We had a nice afternoon, though, yesterday. We met a friend. Her husband couldn't make it because of family circumstances. He had to end up going all the way to Red Deer with his trailer so he could bring his son's car home that had a flat tire. But they didn't have a tire, blah, blah, blah.
But it's important to know for COVID how this all works, because this is stupid. This is absolutely stupid. He blew a tire.
Yeah, so he blew a tire out by Nordegg late, like 11:30 at night. So they call the tow truck. The tow truck has, in their plan, they have a tow truck for 160 kilometers. So that would get them to Red Deer. And they live, of course, here in Sherwood Park. But at first, they were not going to let him in their truck because of COVID. So they were going to, but they said, well, we will wait, though, until your ride comes. Well, it takes almost 3 hours to get to Nordegg from Edmonton.
We know.
So they finally did give them, let him hop in the truck. Good Lord, I can't speak this morning. Let him hop in the truck and go to Red Deer, and then Darwin only had to go to Red Deer to pick him up. And then they were going to fix the tire, and he was going to be able to drive it home. But they can't get a tire for like another week that fits his particular car, so they had to. Darwin has a trailer because he has a construction company. So anyways, long story short, he had a long drive yesterday. He couldn't make it for happy hour with us, but we went to a place called Polo's was it in the Hampton Inn?
Yeah, it was Hampton Inn.
Over in Emerald.
We're in the Hamptons.
And they make a really good sangria.
They really did.
I'm picky about my sangria. Theirs was pretty good. And right now it's $10 a pitcher, which, it's a small little pitcher, but it was still tasty. Tasty.
And the wood that they have in there is called black maple. Looks a lot like Perota.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. It's like a dead ringer. And they even have the slabs as tables.
Yeah.
And they say it's black walnut. So I've got to look into that and see are the colors the same? Because it sure looks like
So, Lori said they had a huge storm go through in Saskatchewan.
No hail, thank goodness.
Yeah, and Kathy said Cabela's has the spice to make beef jerky and the smokers to smoke it. Yeah. I saw that. They had a lot of those kinds of spices, pickling spices and things like that too. Or no, that was at PV Mart.
Yep.
We stopped at PV Mart yesterday.
I love PV Mart. It's like Canadian Tire for farmers.
He's such a nerd. I mean, none of that stuff we would ever use.
But I still had to go.
I did have to go.
It was awesome. I couldn't find the cattle prods. Because years ago, when I went to Cabela...
That was out by Sylvan, by Red Deer.
Yeah, it was out by Red Deer.
It was PV Mart, not Cabela's.
PV Mart.
And they had a cattle prod.
I was with my business partner, Kevin, and I'm like, hey, dude, a cattle prod. And he just ran because he knew how it was going to end. And Christie's like, let's go there. And I said, here's the deal. I will go for 5 minutes, but you got to let me hit you with the cattle prod.
That was yesterday because we were on our way to meet Tanya, and we were going to be a couple of minutes early had we kept on our path. And he says, Cabela's, or PV Mart. And I said, well, if you stop at PV Mart, you get 5 minutes. That's it. And because otherwise we would have been late. And she was already there actually when we got there. And he says, yeah, but only if I can. I should have done it. Then I wouldn't have had to wander around in there all that time. There was no cattle prods.
Yeah, I know, but that was fun though.
Anyways,
and Terry
he just likes to spend money.
I don't,
but
like
he's
to
not
spend
even
money.
spending money.
It's not that I like spending money. I do like buying things, but it's been very difficult because the older I get, the less I want to buy stuff. I just like to go and be around the people and look at things
and freak people out when he goes with no mask.
And then I also like to walk against the arrows because people are like, what do I do? I love that.
I get very angry with him because it's just courtesy. He needs to just be courteous. People are scared. People are trying to follow the rules, and he's being beep.
I am being a beep, but not a sheep, because that's bad. See what I did there? So at Cabela's, they have a dehydrator. It's a commercial dehydrator. 160 liters of stuff.
I think it's a dehydrator, not a dehydrator.
It's a dehydrator. It's like Alberta. It gets rid of the moisture out of your face and stuff. But it had like 40 some rows that you could just put stuff on, which would be awesome. If we were driving, I would buy one because mangoes dehydrated taste spectacular.
Yeah, they are very good.
They're leathery.
But here we bought some at a shop.
They were sweet.
And they were sugared.
It was very sugared.
So not sugared with crystally sugar on them, but they had sugar put on them, and mangoes don't need it. Mangoes are delicious.
Mangoes by themselves with water are 15% sugar. Now, when they're dehydrated, it's pretty much all sugar, I guess, at that point.
Yeah,
but,
sugar and string.
Yeah, sugar and string. But mangoes dehydrated taste magical.
They are yummy.
There was a Dutch company that was a couple hours outside of Vallarta, and they were packaging and sending to Japan. And to send it to Japan, it needs to be perfect because the Japanese pay top dollar for this stuff. But it had been a little bit overcooked. So they sent all this stuff to the church, and we got like this huge bag of dried mangoes. This is many years ago.
Yeah,
we're talking 10
years ago.
12 years ago, long time ago. But it was
sent
great.
So much that we couldn't, there wasn't enough people to
away.
give it away to.
Yeah, we're giving them away.
So everybody got to have a little bit, and it was really good. And I wouldn't say they were, well, they definitely weren't burnt, but they were
No, there's over
and
the
some
color.
of them were too thin, and because they just take the perfect.
Yeah, because the Japanese pay top dollar. That's why they'll pay $1 million for a tuna. Because they like good stuff, but it's got to be perfection.
And Terry Lynn is not wrong. You can feel your skin drying out when we hit Alberta airspace. It's insane.
It really is.
It really is insane down here.
Well, Chris, how many tubes of lip gloss have you gone through?
I've almost finished 2.
That's insane.
And I only wear them at night because I wear lipstick all day.
Yeah, I don't even understand why. Mind you, when we go to Guadalajara, it's really dry.
Yeah, and Mexico City too is dry.
Yeah. But Mexico City has the chemicals, so it feels like it's preserving you as it's drying you.
All the smog.
So you look better as you're getting shriveled up.
I don't think so. I don't think it works like that.
It might. And then also in Mexico City, sometimes I get a cough, or sometimes I just can't breathe because it's so high. Mm-hmm. I don't know what she's doing.
It's a string.
Why?
I don't know why. It's just there.
You can leave it for later. Was my shirt crooked?
I don't know. I can't see. Good morning, Mrs. Bolin.
Yes, good morning. That's me.
John just pinched my butt.
I did. I'm gladly doing it again right now.
Such a weirdo.
Yes.
Such a weirdo.
Yeah. So I think in Mexico, we're really working towards getting there. We're working towards going to Ontario. What else, honey? I have her her grandchild is almost walking. It's my grandchild.
No,
too.
standing, not walking.
She's almost standing, and she's only 7
Oh,
months
good.
old.
I'm so glad you got the masks finally, Lori. It helps. It helps, I guess, putting the proper address on it.
Yeah.
I'm just glad they got back to me so I could get them back to you.
And when we went to go deliver them, the post office wasn't open, and the lady's like, "I can only sell stamps." And she's
I'm like, give me 2 just in case.
Yeah. So she's like, "Good." And stamps are weird here because now they have no value on them. They're just forever
perpetual stamps, yeah.
That's cool.
Where are all our children? So I'm not sure what you mean. So Zach, of course, is in Mexico with Chuita and the kids.
At our house.
He's staying at our house, watching our house. Kenzie and her boyfriend are here in Edmonton. They're both working. Shay and Matt right now are in BC, and I want to say Kelowna, but I'm not 100% sure. I keep getting all these names mixed up, but Matt's parents bought a house there. They moved from Calgary to BC, and so Matt and Shay are visiting them. It's the first time they've seen them since they left for Europe last February, I guess. And Spencer is also somewhere in that same neck of the woods. He is visiting his girlfriend's family who are at their cabin on the lake somewhere. I'm not sure what kind of % where they all are.
Where are the grandkids?
Grandkids are at home missing their Nana.
They do miss their Nana. But you see them on video lots.
Oh, it's just a lot like hugging them and holding them. I'm going to punch you.
Wow. Goes right to that. So, but it is cool now that Taylor can say yes.
See.
No was her first word. That's the only word she knew up until she could say yes. So it was funny because I'd at least try and get her to do this, and she'd like.
It was like it hurt to nod her head.
So, but now she can say see, and
good morning, Jennifer. What's
awesome.
The countdown? She's getting her hip done.
Woot!
I think, what is it, like 6 days?
That's cool. A new hip would be good. I think one on this side would be good. Maybe this side too. Maybe I need 2 hips. Are the new hips lighter than the bone? Because that's a good weight loss program too.
Oh, you're such a fool.
I think I am. So what else is going on, hon?
You don't ask me that when I'm trying to sip really hot coffee. This thing almost keeps the coffee too hot. It's hot to drink.
So funny thing about this cup is we did not know there are 2 of them in this house.
No, not in this house.
Oh, so
my brother gave this to my dad. Is what happened. Rod has one. So when we were at Nordegg, 5 sleeps. When we were at Nordegg, I had brought this with me, and I had coffee in it. And then he had his with him because he'd been there, and he had coffee in his. So I see it on the counter, and I'm like, oh, good, I want a coffee. So I go and rinse it out, and I start making coffee. And then Rod's looking all over for his cup. He's like, you have my cup. And I said, no, that's my cup. So I went downstairs into my bag. That's where my cup was. And I should have known because I always get just a wee bit of lipstick on it. You probably can't see it, but matches.
Yeah.
So it was pretty funny. It was
funny. Awesome. Now, I thought that lipstick doesn't come off. But how come it comes off on cups?
Well, because I don't always wait till it's fully dry before I drink coffee. Then it just stays all day. Because it's a long-lasting lipstick.
So, about the sangrias at Polo's, they say it's got 2 ounces of alcohol plus some wine and stuff, but I'm telling you, you don't feel anything. We felt absolutely nothing. It was crazy. I just think they put fruit juice and stuff in there.
Probably.
It tastes great. It
little
really
bit of
does,
wine.
Does taste great.
Typically, sangria really is only wine and juice, so with some fruit and a little bit of brandy in the fruit, so or whatever they use.
Yeah, it doesn't. So don't expect to get drunk on fruit juice.
Well, you don't get drunk on sangria; it's too sweet.
In Mexico, you can get drunk on sangria,
but I don't make mine really sweet.
Yeah, that's true.
So, so my younger brother, Kelly, the one that owns the cabin in Nordegg, he's going to be out there all next week, so he's invited us to come out.
Cool. Well, it's 3 hours away. I guess we could go to Sylvan first, do a day out there, maybe hit the ice fields. We are so close to one of the prettiest highways in the world, between Jasper and Banff. It's called the Saskatchewan Crossing. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of the North Saskatchewan River. But it's called the Saskatchewan Crossing, which would indicate that it's in Saskatchewan, but it's not. It's so far away. But it is the prettiest highway. Emerald green, blue.
But how does that get us to Nordegg or Sylvan?
I'm just saying that we're close when we're in Nordegg, so we might as well just go. Because last time we were there was probably 6-7 years ago. And I changed my pants in the parking lot. It
was pretty gross.
It was.
Only because he had shorts on. It was cold.
It's very cold.
How's his hand? Kelly's hand is much better. He is doing physio. He just has to get this last little knuckle to be able to bend easily.
This is his physio.
Yeah, but he has to do it very carefully,
or
it'll tear the tendons. Yeah.
And then he's going to have the club or hammer or anvil or hammer?
Hammer finger.
Hammer finger.
And good morning, Sandra. How are you in beautiful Winnipeg? Is it warm in Winnipeg?
It's so crazy that we have to ask people. Because when we're in Mexico, we're warm and don't care. Y'all can...
That's not very nice.
It's like, we're warm.
They all care that we're not... Well, they don't anymore.
They
You've
don't.
complained about it for so long.
I've whined so long that they're just done hearing about the weather in Canada. Well, specifically northern Alberta.
Specifically you.
Maybe. In Nordegg, here the weather changes every, say, 20 minutes. In Nordegg, it changes every 5 minutes. It's crazy. Now, if we're not going to stay here... When we get back in Mexico, what is the first thing you're going to do?
Hug my babies.
That's true. But they'll be at the airport, so you'll see them.
That's Mexico, the airport. 33 today.
Oh my gosh. I don't even know what to say.
Well, maybe I should encourage my mom to move out east.
That would be a good idea.
I mean, not too far east, but...
No, I think because Rod and Kelly are here, I don't see Kelly leaving Sherwood Park anytime soon.
No, he has a good job. Well, he owns a company.
He has a company there. And on the Sherwood Park Freeway is their warehouse is along there. So that's cool. I like that. It's a good location.
Yeah.
We need a warehouse kind of in the way Nuevo Vallarta on the highway.
You think, huh?
Mm-hmm. I do. I was thinking about Pizza 73. Pizza 73 I think they're in Western Canada. I don't know. But I think it started in Edmonton. The company, the owners got like $20 million when whoever bought it. But they have all of these locations everywhere. And I was like, but with a pizza place, you could have it in just a few places off of the road. And then you'd be able to drive to people. But then I thought, because I'm sure a lot of the people don't drive up to Pizza 73 and say, hey, I want my pizza. But then you've got, it's in their head. They drive by and they see the Pizza 73 restaurant. They're like, I want Pizza 73 for dinner. Said nobody ever. But at the same time, I think it would be a good idea for that visual thing to be front of mind. Because if it was up to me, I would be like in the back where the rent would be very inexpensive. Is rent inexpensive anymore in Edmonton? I think it's going to be. Because the world appears to not like Edmonton right now. Because you guys have oil here. And everything seems to... The Liberals federally seem to be against Alberta. You had the NDP, which were against Alberta. Sorry, Mom and Dad, because now I can't call you Mom and Dad. It's my parental units.
Another rant, really. Why can't you just be pleasant?
Yeah, I don't see things going good for Edmonton for 5 to 10 years. Sorry, I don't. So it's time to come to Mexico. Sell what you have, move to Mexico. It's a lot more affordable in Mexico. It's a lot more affordable.
Yep.
So we're driving to Winnipeg today. We know it's 33 there.
Do you have an extra room, Sandra?
I need heat very quickly. And I hate standing in the shower here because the water is by cistern. Or is it cistern? Underneath the ground?
Yeah.
It's a cistern. And there's only so much. So every 2 weeks we've been having to order water because everybody's showering and flushing and doing stuff. So I haven't even had a warm shower. Because even in the middle of summer in Mexico when it's hot outside, I have hot showers.
I know. He's very special. How's medical in Mexico? Medical is very good in Mexico.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Just to go see a doctor just regularly, it's like well, it depends on where you go. You can get it for as cheap as $2 to $20 for a visit for just a GP.
Yeah.
And then, depending on what you need.
Well, I went to go see a cardiologist for the brain thing that I had. And for an hour-long consultation, it was 800 pesos, which would be like $60. Mm-hmm. Not only that, when I called, I was able to get in just like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah. But, and the MRI was...
The MRI was, I think, 7,500 pesos.
60 something.
What? 60-something hundred?
Yeah.
So, like $450.
Yeah.
That's Canadian. And that was the day I wanted it.
And that's with no insurance. Right now, John and I have no insurance in Mexico. So everything we need, we pay for. And, we're going to have to start looking at insurance just because as we get older, different things start to happen. But, with a car, if you're in a car accident, your insurance covers your medical bills from that car accident and things like that. So far we haven't... we did have insurance, actually, going back a few years. We did have insurance. We'd been paying it. John needed a double hernia surgery. We didn't do it the way the insurance company wanted, so they wouldn't cover us. So that ended up coming out of pocket for us anyways. So, insurance companies across the world like things a certain way. And
they like to take your money. They just don't like to pay it.
They try to get out of every payment that they can. And we were caught in that. And then the person that said they'd help us kind of dropped it and said, can't do anything more for you, sorry. Which we really were relying on that person because we didn't know how to navigate this. Yeah. And so we felt kind of let down about that, but we ended up having to pay. And, really it was only all that at that time it was probably about $4,000.
Yeah, maybe. For a double hernia surgery, 5.5 hours surgery, a whole wad of gauze, like good stuff, and in the hospital. So had I stayed the night in the hospital, I was so loopy. I wanted to save money for the insurance company. So I said, let's just get out of here in the evening and go home. Well, had I stayed the night in the hospital, then the insurance would have covered it.
Well, and the other thing is he was talking so lucidly that I thought that he must know what he was doing. So a few days later, we're talking. Weeks later, we're talking, and he said, I can't believe they didn't even feed me. And I'm like, what? You had a big meal. And then I'm like, what else? Do you remember talking to our lawyer? And he's like, no. And I'm like, oh my God. And then I'm like, oh, well, that explains the whole flash in your junk.
Yeah. Apparently I was a little high.
So I thought, because we were having conversations and he was making sense, as much as John normally does. I guess that should have been my first clue.
Yeah, sorry.
Anyways, yeah, so I listened to him in his inebriated state, so to speak.
So the medical in Mexico is fantastic.
Yeah.
They use Yelp there. Here, my stepmom, she's had to have 5 knee replacements at the same doctor death. And there's nothing that they can do right. In Mexico, they have Yelp, things like that, where people talk about the doctors online. Yeah. And if you screw up, everybody knows.
Everybody knows, yeah. There are some really, really good doctors. We had a friend from Calgary who needed shoulder surgery, and it was taking him so long to get in Calgary. Good morning, Pastor Freddie. It was taking him so long to get in, so he finally decided to go ahead and get the surgery done in Mexico. And
before he was even on the list in Calgary.
Yeah, before he even got onto the list in Calgary. And it was done and healed.
7,000 Canadian dollars
for his
fix his shoulder. And he is a little bit older than us, not much, but very healthy, very vigorous, very strong.
He works in construction. He's in good shape.
And it was excruciatingly painful for him. So he got the surgery done, and now he's great, and he's working. Yeah, and he's working before he was even on the list in Calgary.
Yeah. So that was yeah. So we have a whole bunch of stories we could tell you.
Heart surgery.
Yeah.
We have a friend of ours, and he had heart surgery. Well, he needed heart surgery immediately, and they only had missionary insurance. So they had to come up with half of the money in the States from Montana. And it was going to be $300,000 more or less for this heart surgery. So they had to come up with $150,000 cash. Didn't have it. They called us. We put them in touch with somebody. They drove straight to Mexico. Straight. His wife, who had never driven on that road, drove it because her husband was near death. Gets here. They hook him up with a surgeon in Guadalajara. And all in, I think it was like $38,000 to $42,000. And the insurance company paid for it.
Yeah, their insurance company did pay for it, and they would have paid for the other one, but they had to be reimbursed by the half, and they didn't have it, but they did have the 42, so they were able to do that. And thank you, Pastor Freddie.
Yes, thank you.
You look good too. Saw you Sunday.
Yeah, it was great. It was funny seeing your kids both there. I mean, cool, very cool. So we've got that.
Something in my eye again.
It's just when you look at me, it's radiating to you in your soul.
No, I'm pretty sure that's not what it is. Pretty sure.
I think it is. So yeah, that's the difference between girls and guys. And you may know this, you may not know this, or think about this. Girls are always like, oh, this makes me look fat, this, and oh, this, and how do I look? Guys are like, dang, I look good. They look in the mirror and they're like, man, just as good as high school. And they got like bellies and, things like that.
I like how you made it bigger.
Yeah, because people think I'm pregnant now.
No, they don't. You look pretty good today, actually. Don't eat. You'll be fine.
Thank you. I won't eat today or tomorrow or the next day.
For a month or two. 6, 8.
I could probably get away with a 3-month fast easy. Because if you can fast easy. I mean, it's very easy to do. Once you start going with intermittent fasting and then multi-day fasting, after you get past 2 or 3 days, it's easy street.
Mm-hmm. Until a certain time, and then
then your body says, "Oh, I need to eat again." And I think the longest fast is almost a year. It was a guy who weighed like 700 or 800 pounds, and they just gave him multivitamins every day, and that's it.
And water.
Water. Well, and water and that kind of stuff.
Yes.
So you're looking at your fingernails. Is today the day you're going to do your nails?
I might have to. They look pretty crappy.
Yeah, but you've got 2 that look sort of good.
Sorta. They look darn good.
You can show people that finger.
Well, they won't be able to see it in the camera.
Okay.
Anyhow, I think we've been on for, it's 9:45.
Yeah, we're done.
We're done.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us this morning, you guys, and thanks for chiming in and answering some of our questions. And
I won't tell you to be kind and love one another, but you can. I won't tell you.
Just wait. I have one more thing to say. So yesterday we were at a secondhand store and I purchased something. And the lady looks at me and she says, "Are you over 60?
I laughed.
I looked at her and I'm like, no. Do I look like I'm over 60? Oh, no, you don't look like you're over 60. I just thought I'd ask because you'd get 10% off. I'm like, I'd pay 20% extra if you didn't ask me that again.
Yeah.
She asked me if I was over 60. That hurt my heart, you guys.
So it is awesome that
See what Alberta's doing to me? It's making me look old. It's aging me by 8 years plus.
Yes, it is. It was a good day.
And he thought it was hilarious. I thought I would tell that story so you got the truth, rather than him remembering it in a few days and telling you the story and embellishing it like way over, because he tends to do that a little when it's about me.
She didn't have a mask on either. She just like that. Yeah, I gotta watch myself. So yeah, be kind to one another. Love one another. I'm not going to tell you to not touch your face or not touch your spouse's face, but you shouldn't. And I'm going to say, wash your hands. I'm not going to say wash your hands often, because if I tell people that, they won't. But if I don't tell them, they will. Because people are rebellious.
You're a lunatic.
Today I am. So, happy Friday. I hope you have a fantastic day. And may the sun shine in your world, because it's not here.
Well, there is sun. I mean, there is sun.
Behind the clouds, it's always sunny.
Exactly. So the sun is shining, just not brightly and warmly.
All right, guys. I'm going to let Pollyanna go here.